Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to Dak Talk Sports, the place to be to get caught up on all weekly sports news. And specifically, welcome to episode 6 of this series. And if you're watching the video right now, as you can see, MLB is on the screen first instead of WWE. And you could be like, well, why is it different? Did you take out WWE? Is it going to be later on in the episode? Well, if I'm being honest, after 5 episodes and kind of reviewing how I had my outline and things I talked about, I kind of figured, why talk about all these different sports, especially if I'm not going to be prepared for them, when I get to talk about the big 4 sports of MLB, NHL, NFL, and NBA, and in each episode with DFW sports, like normal. So, new change in terms of how we're going to do things compared to the first 5 episodes. We did WWE, college football, the big 4 sports, and DFW sports. We have now made the big old change from doing that to doing the big 4 sports, then ending with DFW sports. But the key difference with doing the big 4 sports, baseball, basketball, football, and hockey, that I've switched it around where we're going to talk about the MLB, the NBA, NHL, end it with NFL, then transition into DFW sports. So with that being said, let's kick it off with some MLB talk, some MLB news, mixture of news and some questions to consider. But a question I have for you guys, for the listeners, as well as myself, is with spring training coming to a close, what teams have met expectations and which teams have been underwhelming? For me to say or simply answer the question is just looking at the standings and kind of considering who's out, who's in, even though I haven't been fully up to date with it. What I do know is that the Dodgers are doing well in the Cactus League at 13-5, Rangers in the middle of the pack at 10-8. The Diamondbacks, Brewers, and the Seattle Mariners are at the bottom of their league, the Cactus League, at 7 wins. Mariners with 12 losses. Brewers and Diamondbacks with 13. Baltimore and the Tigers are doing well for the spring training with records of 16-5, 14-8. But keep in mind, it's spring training, so it's just basically a lot of players getting 1 to 2 innings of experience. But they're playing a game each day, so they're getting at least up to a game's worth of experience. So it's just been interesting to see, but it just shows how important it is to basically have your entire team for spring training. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. Like, for example, Baltimore Orioles, they have a lot of young guys, and them doing exceptionally well at 16-5 does make sense. And the Rangers, I feel like if Corey Seager was playing, maybe Nathaniel Lowe, it'd probably be a different outcome instead of being at 10-8 in the middle of the pack, but who knows? I would say a lot of teams are meeting expectations. Dodgers meeting expectations, Orioles, Tigers, maybe even the Red Sox, maybe the Nationals. And the Rockies are actually exceeding expectations at 12-7. But like I said, it's spring training, so not everyone's playing. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of players out, a lot of players just simply not getting as much experience. But spring training is very, very, and I mean very different from the regular season. So maybe because it's spring training, that's why all these teams are doing well, or these teams are doing a lot worse or a lot better, or just simply in the middle of things. So, all right, moving on. St. Louis Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol has earned a 2-year extension. As coming off of a last place finish in the NL Central, the St. Louis Cardinals displayed confidence in manager Marmol and announced a 2-year contract extension through 2026. Cardinals president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak, said on Friday, quote, "The most important thing for Oli, the coaches, or players is to know that we stand behind them. We believe in that. And to go into the season, what's the phrase, the lame duck manager? This seemed to be like the wrong strategy." It continued by saying, quote, "We believe that he's the right person for this job. And we're excited to know who will be here for the next few years." Sorry, it said for the next few years. So it was important to us to get this done. We're glad it's behind us, and we look forward to the future. The Cardinals added starters Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, who very much sucks, especially when he was playing in the playoffs against the Diamondbacks as a part of the Dodgers rotation, and Kyle Gibson during the offseason, along with relievers Kenyon Middleton, Andrew Kittredge, and Nick Robertson, plus shortstop Brandon Crawford and designated hitter Matt Carpenter. Marmot joined the organization in 2007 as a utility man and coached in the minors for 5 seasons before joining the Major League coaching staff in 2017. He was fourth in the voting for National League Manager of the Year in 2022 when St. Louis won its first division title since 2019. The 37-year-old former Cardinals minor leaguer led the team to an NL Central title in his first season, winning 93 games in 2022 and becoming the youngest manager to reach the playoffs since a 31-year-old Lou Boudreau took Cleveland to the World Series in 1946. St. Louis went 71 and 91 last year. Marvel went on to say, "We talked through a couple of things, and they made it clear that they wanted me to be the one to continue to lead here for the next several years." It was great news. Moving on, White Sox pitcher Dylan Cease has officially been traded to the San Diego Padres. And looking at the trade details and just simply how the Padres were able to get Cease, it's a good thing that the Rangers and seemingly the Yankees didn't get him, because the Yankees made it very clear that they did not want to trade any other prospects to get Cease. And it's definitely a good thing that the Rangers didn't do that, because their farm system is starting to look pretty strong based on the spring training alone. So the trade details go as follows. Dylan Cease is heading to San Diego in exchange for right-handed pitcher Drew Thorpe and will be Pipeline's number 85 prospect. San Diego's number 5th. Outfielder Samuel Zavala, San Diego's number 7. Right-handed pitcher Jaro Ariarte, I think I pronounced that wrong and butchered it, is San Diego's number 8th prospect, and right-handed pitcher Steven Wilson. Now, it's definitely an interesting trade, as it does make sense for the Padres, as their rotation led the majors with a 3.69 ERA, and they saw the departures of guys like Blake Snell, Michael Wacha, and Seth Lugo, as well as Nick Martinez in the offseason, making it the perfect reason for a priority for general manager AJ Preller to revamp his starting pitching. And he's basically done it in a big way with having Daniel Cease join the lineup. And it definitely made sense, as the December trade that sent Juan Soto to New York reinforced the rotation's depth with Michael King, Yanni Brito, and Randy Vasquez also to contribute. And the Cease trade, meanwhile, gives the Padres the frontline arm they were looking for to replace Snell, since he has made it clear that he's testing free agency and looking to go elsewhere. And speaking of elsewhere, I saw a report that apparently the Astros are seeking to pursue Snell. So, Blake Snell, please don't go to the Houston Astros. Please, that's all I ask of you to not. There's one thing for you not to do. And the good thing about Cease is that he slots in alongside Yu Darvish, former Rangers pitcher, and Joe Musgrove to form a formidable front three. Plus, he gives the Padres some insurance in case either of those two suffers a recurrence of the injuries that ended their respective 2023 seasons. And despite all the turnover, Padres again appear to have one of the best rotations in baseball. And it definitely makes sense for the White Sox, because they're in a rebuild, not a prolonged one, which certainly filled the organization with top-tier prospects, but only resulted in a total of 2 playoff victories. As general manager Chris Getz is trying to build a base of young players and develop a culture within the organization that will net Chicago long-term success. Cease, aside from Luis Robert Jr., was the best trade chip Getz had to add an instant youthful impact in return. The right-hander is one of the top starting pitchers in the game, having finished second in the American League Cy Young voting, and one of the most durable, with 97 starts combined over his last 3 seasons. He looked great during 2024 Cactus League outings, and has 2 years of contractual control, increasing an already significant value. And speaking of the Padres, they are going to be starting their regular season just about a few days from now. So at the day of recording, which is March 16th, they'll be playing their opening day, their first game for the Seoul series, SEOUL, and I forgot where it took place. I know the city, but I forgot the full name. But anyways, the Seoul series will be the opening day, opening series for the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers, but we'll be getting to that later. Yankees ace New York Yankees ace Garrett Cole is set to be out as opening day starter, with Nestor Cortez Jr. being the opening day starter for now. There is belief surrounding the Yankees ace to avoid Tommy John surgery on his injured right elbow, according to John Heyman and Mark W. Sanchez of the New York Post. As Cole visited surgeon Dr. Neil L. Trace on Thursday, who reportedly agreed with team doctors that there is not a tear in his UCL. The 33-year-old is expected to miss 1 to 2 months, or perhaps just a bit more, before he's able to return, per Heyman and Sanchez. Cole originally revealed that he was feeling some discomfort in his throwing arm during spring training, as he was experiencing issues with his recovery after outings. He pitched 2 innings against the Toronto Blue Jays on March 1st, recording 1 strikeout and allowing 3 earned runs. And since then, Cole has not appeared in a game since. Although the organization has taken a huge sigh of relief with the avoided Tommy John surgery, the team will remain to start the 2024 season without their 2023 American League Cy Young Award winner. With his expected absence from the Yankees pitching staff, the team is looking for a pitcher to help the team get off to a strong start, as the front office made an offer for right-hander Dylan Cease before he was traded from the White Sox to the Padres on Tuesday. With the situation unfolding, Yankees manager Aaron Boone said on Friday that Nestor Cortez will start the March 28th opener at Houston, and Cortez went 5-2 with a 4.97 ERA in 12 games during injury-plagued 2023. Carlos Rodon will start the second game and be followed by Marcus Stroman, who will also take the mound for the home opener April 5th against Toronto. Clark Schmidt is a fourth starter, while the final spot remains open in the rotation. Milwaukee Brewers starting pitcher Devin Williams is set to be out for 3 months due to back injury and apparently has 2 stress fractures. The Milwaukee Brewers will reportedly be without one of their key pieces for the first few months of the 2024 season, as according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, closer Devin Williams suffered 2 stress fractures in his back. The injury is expected to sideline him for approximately 3 months, and the plan is to rehab it ahead of a potential midseason return. Passan noted Williams visited a back specialist on Wednesday. The back specialist diagnosed the injury as 2 stress fractures and said a full recovery is expected following 6 weeks of inactivity and 6 weeks of rehab. There were already some question marks about Milwaukee coming into this campaign, as manager Craig Counsell left for the divisional rival Chicago Cubs. The team also traded 2021 National League Cy Young winner Corbin Burnes to the Baltimore Orioles. The reigning NL Central champions likely would have relied on Williams a number of times to get through some of that uncertainty in the early going. Alas, that is no longer an option, as he has been with the Brewers his entire career and has clearly been excellent. He won the 2020 National League Rookie of the Year during the shortened campaign and was a back-to-back All-Stars during the 2022 and 23 seasons. He posted a 1.53 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, and 87 strikeouts in 58.2 innings last year after finishing with a 1.93 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, and 96 strikeouts in 60.2 innings in 2022. This man posted for 2 straight seasons. He posted an ERA under 2. ERA under 2. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing to see. Milwaukee will likely turn toward the combination of Trevor Meagle, Joel Payamps, and Abner Uribe at the back end of games, with Williams sidelined as it attempts to tread water without the leader of its bullpen. Oh, he's a reliever. My bad. Not a starting pitcher. Sorry, he's a reliever, I'm assuming. The Brewers start the regular season on March 28th against the New York Mets. And when it comes to Garrett Cole and Devin Williams, best of luck and speed recovery for you both to get back on the field, so that way you can be able to assert your dominance as a part of your pitching staff for your respective teams in the National League with the Brewers, the American League with the Yankees. And speaking of opening day of the 2024 season, MLB season is less than a week away as we start the season with the Soul Series, which will be taking place March 20th to March 21st, as we'll finally get to see some regular season action and Shohei Ohtani for the first time in a Dodgers uniform during the regular season. So it'll be great to see. Where the LA Dodgers will be taking on the San Diego Padres. However, the opening day for the other 20 MLB teams will be March 28th, including your Texas Rangers taking on the Chicago Cubs in their opening day weekend, as well as their home opener, March 28th, where they will be wearing their special Gold Text Championship uniforms.